Good evening. How's everybody doing? This is New Air Gardener NEG. I've been saying I'm gonna do a video on how I actually make and prepare my bedding for my worms. So I figured this evening I got a little bit of time. So I figure I put a quick video together. I don't know how much battery life I have, but I'm just gonna go over what I do. I got a little bit of some clean out from one of the bins I cleaned out and put new bedding in it. So I got a couple of things, and I got some paper, which is a mixture of paper and newspaper. I usually just start out with about 2 good handfuls of the mixture. I don't want to overload it. And then I have coconut coir. And then I just sprinkle it out on top of my paper. Doesn't matter. I just sprinkle it out. Usually, but for the sake of the video, I usually put my coconut coir in, and I let it sit for a while. The moisture gets to the newspaper, starts to wet it up a little bit. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to start to mix it around. And the moisture in the coconut coir is going to moisten the paper. No need to add any additional water. I do put on my trusty gloves when I'm mixing it, not to get it all in my nails and everything. So as you can see, it's already moistening the paper. As I'm mixing it up, just want to mix it up, loosen up the coconut coir. I use usually one pound brick of coconut coir per bedding. And of course, once you mix it all up, and if you do like I do, I make it in advance, weeks in advance, let it sit in the bucket. It's going to continue to suck up moisture, but that's pretty much it. And when it comes to my minerals, I'm going to add in some fill that was left over from me want to clean out a couple of bins. This here is crab meal. Crab meal has a lot of chitin in it, and because I'm using a lot of paper, it's good to put the crab meal in that has chitin in it, because when you're feeding them a large amount of paper, you're going to lose some of your chitin that's in it. Now I didn't do enough, but that top part was a little bit more. But what I do is, if you can see the difference there, you can see the shells in that. The rest of it, I usually just break it down, put it in my bullet, and blend it up real good. So that's just to add some chitin into it. And one of the other things I add into my bedding, sweeten it up a little bit, is organic kelp. As we know, the worms love the kelp. So I just mix it up real good, get it Mixed around in there real good. With all the get it all mixed around in there good. And it's an organic kelp, so it's good for the worms. And then once again, like I always say, what you put in is what you get out of your castings, because it all goes through them, so it's good for them. I'm going to add a little more paper. Because I am going to add in, like I said, some not coconut core, but stuff that didn't break down in the process of making the castings. So even though it might look like there's a lot of paper in there, based on what I'm going to be adding to it, actually is pretty, not a lot. So let me grab that. So these are, when you're doing your clean out, you get stuff that didn't go through. The fine screen that I use, the 1/8 screen. So the stuff that doesn't go through there, I don't throw it away. Sometimes I put it back in the bin, but this has a lot of biochar in it. Still has a lot of worm castings that might have been too big to go through. So I usually just throw it back in. I had to do 3 bins. So that's all I do. I add that in there, and then I also put in some, I'm not going to call it, even though it's a form of azomite, this particular is called micro azomite. But it's not called azomite. They don't sell it as azomite. I like this particular one. If you look at the color of that, it's more of a beige off color than it is the pink that azomite usually comes as. And even if you look at the Glacier rock dust, it's a dark color. So there's different ones. I like this one because it also has 50 plus minerals, which is good. It is also a volcano deposit, but it has a ratio of 17:1 carbon and nitrogen component ratio to it. So it actually works pretty good, and it works good. A lot of guys that do hydroponics, they use this particular one because it works extremely well with the coconut core. So I like this one. And to me, it also adds a little bit of grit into the mix for the worms. So, and then that's pretty much it. And I usually mix the heck out of it just to make sure everything is mixed in really good. There's no hot spots mix and mix and mix. Mix it in real good. Mix everything in real good, especially the rock dust, because it's so fine. It's like ultra fine. So you just want to mix it in really good, and that's prepared. Usually I put in some alfalfa meal, but I'm out of alfalfa meal. So that's pretty much it. That's my bedding that I put my worms in. I'll put this in a bucket. I rotate my bucket, so this will go to the back. And this is the one that'll be used sometime down the line. So it'll sit for a while. It'll marinate for a while. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take the bucket out, empty it into here, just check the moisture of it, because of the paper. It does suck up a lot of the paper, but coconut coir holds a lot of water. But I'll just check it. I'll go through, mix it, turn it over, just so that it's not fermenting in there and getting a stench to it. And if I happen to get any, if my alfalfa meal comes in, I'll add some alfalfa meal and put it back in the bucket. But that's it. Nice, good, prepared, mineralized bedding for the worms. Coconut coir, paper, newspaper, some worm castings, some this also has biochar in it, and the minerals that I added, which was the crab meal for chitin, kelp, and some rock dust. And that's ready to go whenever they're ready. So, alright, that's it. That's mine. Quick and easy. Doesn't take a whole lot of time to do. It's not rocket science. So, it's prepared. It's ready. Put it in a bucket. Let it sit so it can mature a little bit. And it'll be ready for a new bedding for the worms. Alright, thanks, appreciate it. This is New Era Gardener. Thanks for watching. And hey, if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to leave them. I'm always up to comments. Alright, thanks. Like the video if you like it, the content, what it is, if it's helpful. Once again, New Era Gardener, NEG. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.